Hey, this is Ben from Black Talon Design, and today I'm going to show you one of my most frustrating builds to date. The reason this one was so frustrating is that everything that could go wrong did go wrong. This board got stuck, this board snapped in half, and a bunch of other stuff. So what I'm aiming to build is a pair of charcuterie boards, traditionally known as his and hers or Romeo and Juliet, as a present for a friend of mine for her wedding. Now, while I am building this as a practice piece, I still wanted to get it right. Then I can show it to my friend and she can pick the type of wood and the colour of the epoxy that she wants for her wedding gift. Now, I started out by making a custom mould out of melamine boards, just like I always do, and pouring the epoxy once I'd placed the wood in the right position. Then came the first problem. For some reason, I don't know, it got completely stuck. I used the same silicone mold release spray I always used, and I used melamine just like I always do. I don't know why this one did not want to release. Which meant that I had to run it through my planer thicknesser, but as the raw piece out the mold was too wide, I actually had to cut it before taking it through the planer thicknesser. So the idea, as you can see from the design, is two charcuterie boards that sort of nest together and fit together perfectly. As I'm likely to make this design more than once, I did purchase router templates, and as you can see, I've traced the template and done a rough cut here. Then, using double-sided sticky tape, which I am getting better at using, I attached the router templates to the two individual pieces and headed over to the router for the final shape. As I'm coming around the inside of this, which is the larger of the two boards, a large section of the cherry wood chips right off. And this is disastrous because of all the points on the board, this is the most important bit, because that's the bit that fits snugly into the other board. So I had to get a bit creative. Fortunately, it did snap off in one piece, meaning I could glue it back on. Retrospectively, I probably should have gone round the template in two shallower passes, and I tried to do it in one deep pass, which is probably what caused the chip out of that piece of wood. You can see the joy here of routering epoxy. Those little plastic bits go everywhere. And here the boards are after being sanded up to 320 grit. When applying the finish here, we had a moment of truth. Could you see that line where the wood split? And no, you couldn't. I was really happy with it. It was pretty much invisible. I then applied the food grade finish, which is 100% mineral oil, which really brought the piece to life. And here is the finished product. Despite all the complications with the build, I'm really pleased with the final result. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.